Today's episode of the Crazy Town Podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/crazytownpodcast. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Get your trial today.
Ace Podcast.
You're listening to the Crazy Town Podcast, Season 1, Episode 16, with special guest host
TNT, DINOMIGHT.
Today on the show we'll be discussing how one girl cost her dad $80,000 with one Facebook post,
What animals we could beat in a one-on-one fight,
and why Mountain Dew used the worst defense ever to win a court case. All of that and more today on the Crazy Town Podcast.
Bunyan, take 3!
Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of the Crazy Town Podcast. I am Jonas. I am your host, as always, and now I'm here with TNT Dynamite, who pretty much is on all the episodes just about anymore. But thank you for coming, kind sir.
Hello, TNT Dynamite here, the explosive one. TNT, DINOMIGHT, back by popular demand. Thanks for having me, Jonas.
Yes, everyone has voted that you need to come back on. All of the listeners. So you still doing that YouTube channel? You want to tell people about that shit and the tweets and all that?
Yeah, I'm TNT Dynamite on YouTube. Had to relaunch the channel, but by the time this airs, I should have some episodes up. I'm on the Twitter, TNT Dynamite. Same thing. I do the tweeting on there. I'm like Kathy Griffin, except without the. Yeah, I'm like Kathy Griffin, except without the bloody disembodied heads.
Oh yes, that was a fiasco, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, I want to thank y'all for listening. We do have a great show planned for you today. I do want to give a shout out to the Naked Porch Podcast. It's three friends, Ray, Danielle, and Chris. They tackle topics with irreverent humor, ridiculousness, and having a good time. They are at The Naked Porch on Twitter and thenakedporch.com. Make sure you tell them that Jonas referred you over to them so they know that I am telling people that they are awesome. So, TNT, I have a update to a story that we did on the last episode. Go ahead.
Is it Dolphin Lover?
No.
It's not the Dolphin Lover. I was looking forward to it.
Yes, Margaret is now turned a dolphin into a person, and now she's living with a person dolphin. No, remember Mr. Rene Lima Marin, the man who was released early from prison 90 years by accident? Do you remember that story?
Yeah. And then you said he had to go back, right?
Right. So to recap it quickly for people who did not listen to the last episode, which honestly, that's probably no one, because everyone listens to every episode, right? So this guy's name was Rene Lima Marin. He was sentenced to 98 years in jail. After 8 years, they accidentally put him on parole. So how that happens is bullshit, I don't know. But, so this happened in 2008, and he was free for 6 years. During this time, he got a wife, kids, he held a steady job, he bought a house, he was on the straight and narrow. So, in 2014, somehow they figured out he was out of jail when he shouldn't be, and they rearrested him. So we discussed how this is kind of fucked up and kind of not, because, I mean, technically,
to say the least.
I mean, he deserves to be in jail because he robbed people or whatever. But as of May 17th of 2017, the judge that was hearing his appeal said that since he was a model citizen and basically was on 5 or 6 years of parole without even really being on parole or whatever, he decided to call him an asset to society and terminated the rest of his sentence.
There we go. Faith in humanity restored.
I know, like, I mean, it's kind of weird, you know, that, like, they fucked up and let him out, but I'm glad that since the dude didn't, like, go back to, like, robbing people and shit, that they felt, you know. Now my question is, how many times has this guy been nagged by his wife in the 10 days he's been out of jail?
Probably 100 times.
Is he like, oh my god, only if T-Bone was here trying to shank me instead of having to go do fucking yard work?
Man, that's a long time though, man. A long time in jail. That's crazy. Good for him.
But also, this, like, if you think about this is an older story. So this happened in 2008. He was out until 2014. They put him back in jail. He's been in jail for 3 years while he's been waiting for this to get, like, done.
Wow.
So, like, he had, like, a 6-year, like, stint of, like, family and life and blah, blah, blah. And then he went back to, like, dodging prison shanks and prison shower rape and shit. And then now he's back out. He's like, oh, life is good. But, I don't know, man. It's a crazy life.
Anything's better than that full sentence, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, right. It's either that or just rot in jail till you're dead. So
basically.
Yeah. So, but that's really it on that. I just wanted to update that topic. And, you know, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. If you aren't following us on Twitter, it's at The Crazy Town Pod. Website is thecrazytown.com. It has all the ways to listen and follow to the show. And once again, I do want to give a quick shout to the Ace Podcast Network. If you are looking for a network with no contract or red tape bullshit and a great community, head on over to acepodcast.com and tell them that Jonas told you to come check them out. But we'll be right back and we'll get started on the Crazy Town Podcast.
Where am I?
What's up, guys? This is Josh Peterson of Humanican Media.
And I'm Gerald Glassford, and we're from the Pop Culture Cosmos and the PCC Multiverse, and you're listening to The Crazy Town, right here on the ACE Podcast Network.
All right, I am back with TNT Dynamite on the Crazy Town Podcast. Dynamite, so I know you and I don't have any kids, but
oh, thank God.
Do you think that if your child costs you something that, like, it would be hard to forgive them? Like, if because of your child you weren't able to do something or lost something of great value?
Like what? Like my left foot or something?
Well, let me get into this story.
Okay.
So there's a man. His name was Patrick Snay. He's 69 years old. He was the head of the Gulliver Prep School in Florida.
Oh, man. It happened in Florida. You know it's fucking nuts.
Dude, every story I find that's nuts is always Florida-based. It's so crazy.
I know, right?
It's like it's like the craziest place on earth. So he filed an age discrimination suit against this school in 2011 when his contract wasn't renewed. So he decided that the reason they didn't hire him back was because he was old, not because maybe he sucked at his job or anything else like that.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so he takes this case to court and all that. And then the school decided to settle out of court with him.
They were at fault then, which is what it turns out.
Right. So they ended up paying him $10,000 in back pay and a settlement of $80,000.
Ooh.
But his daughter couldn't wait to get her dumbass on Facebook.
No.
So she posted, and I quote,
No.
Mama and Papa Snay won the case against Gulliver. Gulliver is now officially paying for my vacation to Europe this summer. All capitals, suck it.
No.
So, needless to say, word spread like crazy back to school officials because the girl still had friends who went to Gulliver Prep School.
No.
Alright, so let me stop right here for a second. So, something I was just trying to think of as I was reading the story. If Papa Snay is 69 years old, And he has a 18-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
Good for this motherfucker.
Yeah. Shout out to the Snay family.
Right. Because that means, so like 18 years ago, he was like 51, maybe 54 if the girl's only like 16 when he had her. So his wife had to be at least 20, 30 years younger because there ain't no 50-year-old ladies having babies.
Right, I was just going to ask you how old Mr. Snay was. The story didn't say how old Mr. Snay was?
No, but he must have, he would have had to have been 51 to 54. She probably was like 30, would be my guess. Because that's at the high end for having babies anyway. You know what I mean? Like, once you're 31, 33, 35, that's a lot of, like, higher risk pregnancy age.
Yeah, good job, Mr. Snake. Keep
it
moving.
Right? I wonder if he's like a pimp daddy or he's just like a sugar daddy.
a pimp daddy.
Like, no, I mean, like...
He has a business card.
No, what I mean by that is, does Mr. Snay have good game? Or is he just, like, super rich and, like, she, like, wanted his money?
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's a sad thing to think about, because whenever you see, like, a young chick with an old guy, it's like, you almost want to assume he's rich, but then, like, you don't want to, like, just assume the girl's a gold digger, so he may have really good game. I mean, because, like, I'm a firm believer, dude, if you got some good game, it doesn't matter what you look like or or how old you are or whatever. Like, if you know how to talk to ladies, like, you can still, like, have ladies be interested in you.
It takes a lot to sell, what do you call that, gray pubic hair, though.
Oh, dude,
it takes a lot to sell that.
I would think so. But even like, people who, like, aren't physically attractive or whatever, they still get good-looking chicks. You just gotta know how to, like, spin it and be suave. So, then, money helps, obviously.
Low self-esteem on the part of the female usually helps, too.
They find someone who's, like, sleeping behind a dumpster, and they're like, you're so beautiful.
Pretty woman her ass, just clean her up.
Yeah, clean her up, take her to a hotel. She, like, fucking looks like Julia Roberts, or like a horse.
Yeah, there we go.
So, anyways, back to the story. Yeah. So, normally, this would have been fine, posting, like, a stupid rant like that, besides her sounding like a stupid bitch for fucking, like, rubbing it in the face of whatever. But, here's the kicker. Part of the settlement was a confidentiality agreement. Saying that they couldn't talk about it to anyone except for the attorneys and the professional advisors. The courts ruled that they determined his daughter did exactly what the agreement was meant to prevent, which was getting news back to the community about the settlement. So I'm not sure if, like, he wasn't even supposed to tell his daughter because she's not a attorney or a professional, or if just her blurting it out was the problem. One of the two. Yeah. But regardless, he did not get his $80,000 settlement.
Really? So he didn't get anything?
They broke the confidentiality agreement. It was all null and void. All because his daughter got on Facebook and fucking talk shit about how the school was going to pay for her European vacation.
$80,000, you said, right?
$80,000. And maybe 90 if it took away his lost wages, too.
Yeah, I'd probably disown my child. Now, I don't have any children. But,
speaking from a man with no children, I'd disown the fuck out of those kids.
No, yeah, that's a lot of money to be out. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell I would do. Like, you can say you would do whatever, but, like, and maybe this guy's super rich and $80K to him isn't a lot of money. If you got, like, Jay-Z money, $80,000 ain't that much money. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you got, like, Jonas, the host of the Crazy Town money.
Oh, come on, Jonas. Don't be coy with your listeners. We all know.
Yes, I'm really just a rich, uber, ultimate fucking entrepreneur who just fucking does this in his free time because he's got nothing else better to do.
We all know your last name is Jobs Gates Winfrey.
Jobs Gates Winfrey. Yes. I'm the illegitimate son of Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, and Bill Gates. Somehow two men impregnated Oprah.
Somehow, two men.
They impregnated Oprah, and I am the child of those three. I have the empire of the OWN and the Apple and the Microsoft. So, why don't any of you out there reach out to the show and let me know what you think? What would you do if this was your child? So, on that note, the sadness is very high. So we will be right back on the Crazy Town podcast.
Hi, this is Adam from Misguided Consultation. You are listening to the incredible, the fantastic, the Crazy Town podcast on the ACE Podcast Network.
All right, everybody, we are back on the Crazy Town podcast with Jonas and TNT Dynamite. Dynamite, have you ever thought about fighting an animal?
Yeah, actually. Funny that you should mention that.
You're like, it's a Saturday night. Man, what kind of animal could I kick his ass?
I think we've all walked down the street before and we've seen maybe a dog or something that didn't have another human that was in charge of that animal, and we've contemplated what would happen if that dog would attack us.
Right, like just like the preventative, like if it came at my knee, I would drop on it and punch it in the face.
Exactly. That's what separates us from the animals, our ability to plan.
Right, yeah, our foreshadowing and our shit like that, yeah, or whatever it's fucking called. Speaking of which, have you seen the new Resident Evil movie?
No, man, that's not really up my river.
Fucking, there was one part in it. I don't really give a fuck about him anyways. I'll play the games and shit, but there was one part where it was kind of like that. Like, it was like the bad guy and the fucking Mila Jovovich fucking chick, and she was like gonna like do stuff. And she, like, it had her processing all the different scenarios in her head. She's like, I can run to this thing and grab the ice pick and jam it in his neck. Or I can grab this thing and fucking like, spin him around and then he was like, no, I know what you're thinking. Don't go for the ice pick or the this or the that. And then it showed him, like, in his mind, fucking going through all the scenarios of, like, what she was gonna do and how he would fucking block her and fucking kill her. It was fucking
So
weird.
you're having like a mental chess match?
Yeah.
They're just kind of like standing there having this mental chess match.
Right, it was like, she was like, I'll grab this ice pick or whatever, and he was like, and when she grabs the ice pick, I'll grab her and twist her around and jam it in her neck. Like, it was fucking weird. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I respect that.
So, okay, so let me ask you this. What animal do you think that you could beat in a fight one-on-one?
Huh. I'm gonna have to say it just about all of them, except for the ones that are obviously larger than me. We're not talking about bears.
We're talking any animal.
Do you you mean like which animal would make a good matchup, or which animal I could just like fuck that animal up?
Not like, oh, I could take a fucking rabbit and beat the shit out of it, but what legitimate, like, competitive animal do you think you could fight and win?
All right, which animal is going to give me like a good 2 rounds?
Like a run for your money, and like you don't know like if you could probably beat it, but you might be able to, like, but you'd have to like see.
All right, get Pete already. I'm gonna have to go with.
Wait. Let's start. This is all hypothetical. We don't abuse animals.
No, I don't.
If these animals were rabid and charging at you, and you had no choice but to try to fight it, not just because you wanted to. Okay, we're not trying to PETA people, get people mad.
All right. So a rhinoceros. No, I'm kidding. I'm thinking like maybe a panda bear would probably be about as big as I could go.
Yeah, I wonder. They don't seem very vicious, but like maybe it's because they look cute.
They can be.
Like, and some pandas are small. They're really worth a lot of money. You could like, if it got like, you would have to like be in a zoo cage to like actually have that happen. You have to like jump the wall.
Are pandas worth a lot of money?
Yeah, they're like rare and shit, man.
Are they? I thought they were like common, dude. I see them all the time on the news, TV and shit.
Yes, on the news and down the street or so. The same thing.
Oh, no. Where are you getting at with this anyway? Where is this leading up? I feel like this is leading up to something.
This is just curious. I don't know. That was it. So I have a couple answers I found on the internet.
Okay, give me a few.
One person told me, not told me, wrote, I could beat a crab with a knife. Maybe.
I think that's from a viral video. They had a crab that had a knife.
Well, he might be able to beat the crab with a knife.
I ate crab last night, actually. It was fucking delicious.
This guy says, realistically, probably a coyote. They're vicious, but small. I mean, I could, even without a stick, probably take one down.
That leads me to my other thing, the whole fucking dog thing. I don't think there's anything with 4 legs and no opposable thumbs that could take me. That's smaller than me, of course.
Well, I think even like a dog, I think, could if they get you right. If they get you from like behind and get your legs.
No, man, come on. I got opposable thumbs. All they have is a mouth. They're gonna hurt me. But like I said, you said competitive going 4 rounds. A dog goes 3 rounds with me, 4 rounds with me. They're done. They're done. They're done, dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna come out unscathed, but they're done.
So you think you could take like a jaguar?
Okay, well, see, now you're getting ridiculous here. That thing's built for kill. That's a killing machine.
Well, that only has a mouth and no thumbs.
I feel like a jaguar would incapacitate me because it has built-in weaponry in its mitts.
And it's strong as fuck.
Yeah. But like a dog, a coyote, even a wolf. I think I could take a wolf.
A wolf? This guy says, I always have this daydream where I beat a small grizzly bear. I tried to take that a couple different ways. Do you have a dream that you're actually beating a bear, or that you were victorious in a match, or do you just sit around daydreaming about beating bears? Like, that's pretty fucked up, right?
Right. Do you have one, Jonas? Do you have any?
I think I could beat a llama.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
Like, I mean, that's pretty big, but like, I have a feeling if you clocked it once real good,
yeah,
it would be all disoriented.
Like our ability just to get around that neck and just like I'm doing the motion here in my bedroom, but just the ability to get that lock in around the neck and just put your body weight, take it down to the ground.
Could you imagine putting a llama in a headlock?
As ridiculous as it is, yes, I'm picturing it right now.
What if you tried to fight a giraffe? Like, what if you just shoulder blocked one of its legs?
It has 3 other legs. You're not gonna do anything.
Yeah, but if you take out the front leg, it's gonna tripod that bitch because it's all front heavy.
Tripod that bitch. I see where you're going. I do. I really do. But I worry about the retaliation from.
Have you ever seen
like
a 3-legged giraffe?
I have not seen it.
Because they don't exist. They put them down.
Do they really?
I don't know. I have no idea. That was just a guess. But it seems like.
Did you see the giraffe that was born? It was all over YouTube. The baby. No.
No, I didn't. What does he do?
I don't fucking know. I didn't watch that shit. I was just asking you if you'd seen it.
Oh, I don't watch that shit either.
No, giraffes are dangerous though, man. They kick, you're done. One kick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about kicks, man.
Yeah.
I wonder what a kangaroo fight would be like.
See, I started to pick that animal, but that seemed too easy.
Well, they always box in the cartoons.
Yeah, and then there was that one viral video of the guy who hit the kangaroo, but then the kangaroo just gave up.
What, he punched a kangaroo?
You didn't see that video?
No.
Okay, there was a viral video that was out, I don't know, a while ago. I don't want to necessarily date this podcast too much, but it was a while ago, a couple months, and his dog had run up, and the kangaroo had grabbed his dog, and the guy was concerned about his dog, so he ran up, and he told the kangaroo, let go of my dog, and it was a kangaroo, so it didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So then the kangaroo let the dog go, and then the guy just ran up and he just gave him a right hook to the kangaroo right in the face. And the kangaroo just kind of looked at the guy and he was like, "You just fucking hit me, dude?" And then he just hopped off. He was like, "I don't want none of that."
Oh my god! I had no idea that existed.
Oh, I'll have to show it to you. It was
my god!
It was pretty viral. Peter got all over that one.
That's funny as fuck. He's like, "Put down my dog, kangaroo," and the kangaroo's like, "It would have been funny if the kangaroo had been like, 'Sorry, kind sir,' and he set it down and hopped away."
Sorry, kind sir, but if you could keep your dog out of my yard.
Yes, I'm so sick of your dog eating my trash, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, I don't know. Most animals are more afraid of getting hurt anyway, that they tend to not try to fight.
Yeah, I think they more have a big bark, so to speak. They show out, but then if it comes down to it, they pussy out or whatever. Like you said, some animals like jaguars and shit like that are meant to kill and fight and shit, so they're more off. Another internet one, maybe a cougar if I had a stick.
No, dude, you're done.
And the last one I got off the internet was, I feel like I could kill the fuck out of a shark if I had some chainmail and a spear.
No, you're done. You're done. You're done.
What about
nothing
a shark
in the water, dude? Nothing.
What about a shark out of water? A shark on the land?
Yes. Out of land, yes. But anything in the water, that's not our home, man. We can't do anything in the water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. We're pretty fucking... Yeah, if we don't have firm ground to stand on, even in water, we're fucked, dude. Even in water with ground, we're fucked. I wouldn't fight a shark in 6 inches of water.
Crocodile?
Oh, God. See, I wouldn't even fight a crocodile on land.
It's just the fact that a lot of those animals have a knockout punch. It's like fighting Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson Punch Out. One hit and you're done. So you have to have pretty much a perfect match.
Well, right, if they get your fucking leg in their jaw, they'll just drag your ass around with it because they lock it. You know what I mean? It's over. And they'll just drag you into the water and drown you. Dude, speaking of crocodiles, I was going to talk about this on another episode of the show, but I don't have it. I just remember right now, and it's kind of relevant. I saw that they found, archaeologists found, remains of an animal that show that it was either alligators or crocodiles used to have longer legs and could, run on land. They were dinosaur killers.
Really?
Yeah, it was 4-legged, running crocodiles. Can you imagine how fucking frightening that would be?
Yeah, man, I live in Florida, too. That would be fucking frightening.
Dude, imagine, a dog's body with, a fucking alligator head on it.
Ugh.
And it was, chasing you down. It was meant to murder.
Yeah, they say that alligators and crocodiles are the closest things we have to dinosaurs out there right now, so I guess that's not too far off. They kind of look like dinosaurs the way they are now.
Yeah, they do. They're just, smushed. It's over time they've just, let's get really flat.
I don't know if they made the conscious decision.
T-Rexes were like, I'm as tall as a building. You know what? That's not just working for me anymore. Let's flatten myself down into an alligator and call myself the T-Rex of the marsh.
The T-Rex of the marsh. Watch out for alligators.
Yeah. Now if we're talking about mechanical T-Rexes fighting each other for money, like on T-Rex Island.
Oh my God! No. You mean Mecha Jurassic Park?
Mecha Park. Whatever, dude. Don't hate on my fucking shit.
I'm not.
All right. So I'm gonna move on to another story. I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna take a break.
Oh, no breaks.
No,
like this.
No, we're gonna go right into something. It's kind of related because it's about a mouse, but it's about a dead mouse, not Dead Mouse 5, the fucking DJ.
Dead Mouse 5. All right, Dad.
I know it's Dead Mouse. That's why I call them Dead Mouse.
I was really thinking we were going into a Dead Mouse story. I was ready to drop it.
No. You're about to drop a beat? You're going to fucking drop Dead Mouse?
Yeah.
So, do you remember, this was a long time ago. It was not really that long ago, but do you remember Mountain Dew had a case brought against it where some guy said he found a mouse in his Mountain Dew can.
I'm not familiar with this story.
So there was a guy, his name was Ronald Ball. I believe this was back in 2012, so I guess 5 years ago now or longer.
Okay.
He said that he got a can of Mountain Dew,
Mm.
and after he drank it, or while he was drinking it, or whatever, there was a dead mouse inside the can. So he said that he was suing. He was suing them for like $50,000 for his damages, so to speak.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Saying that, he had a dead, rotting carcass of a mouse in his can of Mountain Dew.
He didn't notice it tasted a little different?
Well, right. Well, ultimately...
I guess Mountain Dew kind of tastes like dead mouse anyway. Huh?
Right. No. Well, ultimately they found out he was lying.
Oh, well, there's a surprise.
Mountain Dew won the case, but probably in one of the most weird ways that you would want to win a case like this. So basically what happened was good old Ron here drank this soda about 15 months after the can of soda was produced.
Okay.
So it'd been sitting around for about a year and a quarter or whatever. So Mountain Dew's case was that the whole case was based on that there was no way a mouse carcass could be intact that long inside Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it would eat away at it, right?
Right. But that's the route they took to try to win their case. They said that it would be dissolved and only the collagen and soft tissue would be left. So the mouse wouldn't have been a carcass, it would have just been a jelly-like substance.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. You see him clean carburetors with Pepsi and shit, or with Coke before.
Dude,
that's gross.
And they said that the citric acid in the Mountain Dew especially would eat away the mouse bones, similar to teeth breaking down the chemical bonds that hold the tissue together.
Oh, jeez.
And that the court upheld this because there's been numerous cases that shows Mountain Dew will erode through tooth enamel 6 times faster than cola.
Oh my God. What the hell, man? You put that stuff in your body?
That is my exact point. So Mountain Dew, they used this claim to the mouse wouldn't even be intact, yet they're still in business and people still drink Mountain Dew like crazy. So it will break down a dying mouse body.
Did it give a time frame for how long it could break down a mouse body?
It said like a couple months. That's so fucking gross, dude. so fucking gross.
So technically, if you ever want to commit murder, you don't need to get hydrochloric acid to dissolve the person's body in. Just pop a couple cans of MD, put it into a vat.
Oh, yuck. Fill your tub up with Mountain Dew and just let it fucking do the work.
And just put the body of your enemies in that.
That's so gross. Oh my God. Dude, why do people... I finally have stopped drinking soda pop.
Yeah.
And... Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's so gross.
Yeah, it's bad, man. I haven't drank a can of soda in a very, very long time. And it came after I saw a person oh yeah, sure, if you need to clean a car part, just dip it in some cola. And it came out and it was pristine. It's like you put a rusty piece of car metal into a vat of pop and pulled it out and it was pristine. I was like, oh, takes the rust right off of a fucking alternator. It'll probably take the rust right off of your fucking car.
Sheriff's badge. Yeah, take your sheriff's badge right and get it not so rusty anymore. But dude, and that's like that shit where you can put the tooth in the Coke and it dissolves the tooth and everybody's like, oh, that's so cute, it'll dissolve my baby tooth and all of your insides.
How
is that shit still legal if it does that?
I don't know. And he said it's just a citric acid, they're saying?
No, it said that it would eat away the bones even faster because of the citric acid in it. Because it has like I don't know, because it's like a citrus flavored cola or not cola, you know.
I guess what they're taking in consideration when they sell it to the masses is that it's only in your body for a short time. But even still,
Yeah, but like if it'll break down bones, how hard does your like liver have to work to break that shit down?
I don't know. But gastric acids are pretty acidic too. Like
That's
just the
true.
shit we have in our stomach. That's some serious shit going on there.
That's true.
But
If you ever need to murder, take some gastric acid. Fill it up with... Oh, wait, that's a little harder to...
Just vomit all over your corpse.
Oh, gross. That's so disgusting.
Hey, they come for this kind of talk, man. Is what they come for.
That's what they come for?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing, like, because why they would try to... I don't know. I guess it worked because people still drink fucking Mountain Dew. So, it's not any different.
We're not sponsored by Coke or Pepsi, are we?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just only did this because it's a Mountain Dew hate story. We're trying to get some bad press for them.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper, the 23 flavors. Fucking gets the Crazy Town podcast bankroll going. The mighty bankroll.
I don't want to fuck up any potential sponsorships.
I love
I'm
Mountain
sure
Dew.
they make a fine product.
Mountain Dew, get at us.
Yeah.
We'll talk about you like you don't eat mice bones.
Mountain Dew, it has 100 household properties, uses.
Yeah. Do you want to clean a fucking rusty carburetor? Mountain Dew.
Here you go. Hide the bones of your dead neighbor? Mountain Dew.
Anything it takes. It's all Mountain Dew related. So, alright, on that high note, I am going to take a break at this time, and we will be right back on the Crazy Town podcast. And we are back with TNT Dynamite on the Crazy Town podcast. So, TNT, what are your thoughts on theft? It's pretty bad, right?
What are my thoughts on theft? You know what? These segues are getting out of control. Yes, theft is bad. Theft is terrible.
I know, I just try to pull out whatever I can, right?
What kind of animal do you think you could fuck up? What? What do you think about murder, Dynamite? That's going to be the next one.
Dynamite, you ever thought about killing people? Yeah, that'll be the next one.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have, Jonas.
So, I think jail for theft is a pretty reasonable fucking thing, don't you?
Well, yes, Jonas. I think if you steal, you should go to jail.
So let me get your opinion here. So if you got arrested for stealing a TV remote, how many years of jail would you think would be an applicable sentence for that?
Well, I don't have a high degree of acumen when it comes to jail terms and legal linguistics, but I'm going to say that the time should fit the crime. So, what, a fucking TV remote? Maybe $15 at the store at the higher end. Let's say a week of community service.
Well, this man, his name was Eric Bramwell, 35 years old. He got sentenced for 22 years.
Get the fuck out of here. There's something. For what?
For stealing a TV remote.
From where?
And also, he must serve half before he's eligible for parole.
Get the shit out of here. 11 years?
Right. It says that he stole the remote from a common area of his apartment building, and he dropped a glove on the way out. So they ended up taking DNA from the glove, and they caught him red-handed, so to speak.
No, seriously. So that's bullshit, right?
No, unfortunately it's not. And dude, if you go to the link on the Crazy Town podcast blog at thecrazytown.com, you can see a picture on this article of what this guy looks like. He looks like he's up to no good. Like, he just, like, you know, like, you see people sometimes, and you just, like, you don't want to, like, judge him, but you're like, that's a bad dude. Like, you just know he does some shady shit.
He had priors then. Is that what we're getting at here? He must have had a record.
Got there. All right. It says, based on his criminal history, he was actually eligible for 30 years in prison for getting caught again.
Okay.
The state attorney said Mr. Bramwell's illegal activity and his history have finally caught up to him. Says that
good.
All it said about his past, it didn't say, like, what other, like, crimes he did, but he had also been caught stealing the remote at other complexes in the neighborhood.
What? It was a serial remote thief?
What a dick. He's just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it so they can't change the channel without getting up and walking over here. Fuck them.
Some men just like to watch the world burn.
Right. They just want to want to break the knob off the AC unit, so you got to like try to turn the air up. He also got 6 months for contempt of court on top of it.
I'd imagine so. He was probably pissed off as I was at the beginning of the story when you were like he's going to jail for 22 years for remote theft.
You're like, well, what the fuck? He's like, sir, if you don't calm down, fuck you.
What was that movie? My Cousin Vinny. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, the two Utes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The two U's.
The two Utes. You ever been to court, Jonas?
Other than for a speeding ticket when I was a minor. No. Oh, I also had to testify against the guy who I caught stealing at Blockbuster one time.
What was he stealing at Blockbuster?
He was stealing fucking movies, dude. He was the Razor Assassin.
Don't you keep him behind the counter?
No, man, listen to this. So, I took over a Blockbuster store. Like, I was like, back in the day, when I was a young buck, strapping lad, so to speak, I ran a Blockbuster store. I was like I was the general manager. I hired people, I fired people, I wrote the schedule, all that bullshit. So when I took over the store, it didn't really have a theft problem. But what started happening is that we would find at Blockbuster, they had plastic cases, and there was like a plastic lock that went in the bottom of the case that prevented it from being open. But it looked, the case was like a book. You had a spine, and then the two edges, and then the other side is where the lock went in on the bottom.
Okay.
You needed like the magnetic key lock thing on the counter to pull all the locks out.
Yeah.
Well, we kept finding them. Somebody was taking a razor blade and cutting the spine and opening off that way and pulling out just the disc.
Oh.
And so like it always happened when I wasn't there. Like, I was a store manager, so I worked during the day. I worked a little bit on the weekend at night or whatever. And I feel like so like at first I thought it was like an employee.
Yeah, because that seems like an inside job.
Right, and it always happened when I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like, what are the other managers doing? Fucking sitting on their ass with a thumb up their butt, obviously. So one day I went in and I happened to walk around and it was on a Saturday night, and I happened, like, the shelves at Blockbuster were wire, so you could see through them. Like, you know, and I was walking around just talking to people and whatever, and I looked down through the shelving, and I saw a guy was holding like 3 movies in his hand, and I could see that the case was cut on all of them. So he was in there trying to do it, and so I walked up to the counter and I called the police, and they came in and fucking caught the guy. He had like a crack pipe on him. He had like he had like a razor. He had like fucking 10 movies in his pocket. Like, but I caught him. I caught him red-handed, and I fucking so I had to go and like say I saw this guy and he was doing things, and I don't know what happened. I wasn't there I just literally had to go and say like how I called the cops, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That was afraid he was gonna come to my house and stab me in my sleep.
over some movies. That's kind of crazy. So
No.
you don't have like a criminal record, nothing?
No, man, I'm straight and narrow, dude. I
Good
had
for you.
what about you?
We're not talking about me right now. We're talking about you. I'm not gonna lie. I had one incident where I've been in court, and I just gotten off of work, and I was driving home, and I was partaking of some illegal narcotic, nothing serious, just some reefers at the time. I was smoking it in my car, and I thought that there was a car accident up ahead. I was like, oh man, there must be a car accident. Maybe I should turn off this road and take the back way home. No, I'll just drive slow. Sobriety checkpoint.
Oh,
So-
they smelled the reefer.
So the cop is like, I never forget the questions he asked me. Cop is like, where are you coming from? I'm dressed in my work uniform at the time. I'm like, just coming from work. Where are you going? Oh, just headed home after a day of work or, an evening of work, officer. Is there a problem? Is there any more marijuana in the car? I said, fuck.
Is that what you said to him? Did you say fuck?
Yeah. I was just like, here. I just handed it over. I'm not going to try to hide anything. I was like, here you go, here you go, here you go. But at the time, I did have paraphernalia on me, so.
Oh, that's what gets you, man. It's like the having the pipe is way worse than having the pot.
Yeah, and the judge was not happy with me either, man. It was my first time, but she went easy on me, but.
And that's what always, a lot of people I know, that's what's ended up happening. It's always like they're driving around in their car smoking and like they get pulled over or like something like that. It's just some random bullshit. Like, I've been through sobriety checkpoints, but I was sober, so it didn't really matter.
Since then, I've quit the stuff cold turkey. I don't advocate the use of illegal narcotic to anybody.
Nobody does. It's the devil's brew.
Or Mountain Dew, for that matter, which
Yeah.
is probably way worse for you than a joint.
Than a blunt. Yeah, you smoke a blunt to your head, you're way better than drinking a can of Mountain Dew. So, on top of this guy fucking, all this shit. Do you think he's gonna be on time for anything in the next 22 years?
Who, the TV remote guy?
Yeah.
He's in jail, isn't he?
Well, I guess he wouldn't be able to make it anywhere on time.
I don't know where we're getting at here. He's in jail. So
Are you someone who's on time?
Oh, yeah!
Segue
my
like a
God.
bitch.
that Segway had monster truck wheels on it, man. It wasn't subtle at all. No, we were talking about that earlier, about being on time and shit.
So why, you say you're always on time for work, right? That's what you told me earlier?
See, this is the thing.
Oh, God, here we go.
All right. See, I like to be to work 15 minutes early. But I try to get there early, but I'm always late. So that technically I'm on time, but by my own constraints, I'm late. Because I say I want to be there at 1:45, but I usually don't show up until 10 till.
Oh, I got you. So it's like, according to work, you're on time, but according to your own personal time, you're late.
Yes, I'm always late. And I've been late for work probably like every day for even like before. I would show up 5 minutes, 7 minutes. They always give you a little leeway. They're like 7 minutes till you're still on time, right?
7 minutes after, yeah, because once you cross that threshold, it rounds up to the 15 in your time card. Fucking corporate bullshit. So are you late to everything else?
Probably. Unless I make a conscious effort.
If you have a hot date with a honey, are you late to that?
No, I'd probably be. It's either one end of the spectrum or the other, one extreme or the other. I'm either really early or I'm really late.
So why do you end up late? Are you just doing other shit, or you don't care, or you sleep, or what?
I'm a scatterbrained motherfucker, man. Half the time I can't find my fucking keys. I don't know. when I was younger, I did a lot of drugs, man. So not all there.
So you're all like,
You've
you're like,
listened to this
God.
podcast, people. You can tell I'm not 100% there as a person. All right.
I don't think that's why we're on our way to the crazy town, my friend. So you're like, every time you're like I would have been on time, but I couldn't find my keys. It took me 20 minutes to find my keys.
Yes, I've had that happen before.
Jesus. And see,
But
I'm like the opposite. I'm always on time.
Man, always on time.
Always. I'm never late to anything. I'm like punctual Paula.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I don't know, man.
Else, they're all going to be late anyway. What are you early for?
And you know that's so fucking true because I always show up on time and everyone else is late. It's like everyone is late to everything.
Yes. Which is why I figure, why even stress it? Might as well be late like everybody else.
That's so true, though. Like, I think I've only been late to work, I think, one time in my life.
Well,
Like legitimately late. And that was because I, like, didn't set my alarm or some shit. But, like, man, I don't know why I'm on time. I don't know. It's just fucking, if I gotta be there at 4, that's when I'm there, man. I don't know. Fuck.
I was late to work twice last week because I didn't wake up from my alarm. Like 30 minutes each time.
Jesus.
I know.
And you just tell them you couldn't find your keys?
No, I just told them I just woke up. Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to fire me. It's not, I mean, I go to work, I do a good job when I'm there. I'm very...
When I do show up, I do really good work.
I have an excellent work ethic. I've never call off. That's one thing I don't do. I believe in if you fucking work a job, you go in. I go to work every day. I'm not going to call off. I'm going to go there and I'm going to dial in. But get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't call off very often. But it's a lot different depending if you fucking hate your job. If you absolutely hate your job, I think you call off a lot more than if you like it.
Just get a new job, man. I don't hate your job. Get the fuck out of here. I used to sell shoes. You think I love that shit? No, but when I was there, I was the best fucking shoe salesman I could be, you know?
You're Al Bundying it up like nobody else?
Yeah, if I was flipping burgers, and I don't flip burgers, but if I was, I would flip the best fucking burger I possibly could. I put 100% to anything that I do. I'm dedicated.
Yeah, that's how I am too, man. Yeah, I think it's like, if you're gonna do the job, just do the job right. Like, that's why I don't get people who go to work and they just fuck off. Like, you're at work, it just makes it longer to, like, not do your job. It's like, if you just go to work and do the job you're supposed to do, it makes everyone else's life easier, and your work goes by faster, and everything else.
Yeah. And funny enough, people like you more if you do your fucking job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like if you work somewhere and you do what you're supposed to do, and other people don't have to do your work, they tend to like not hate you. That's so great. Mm-hmm. It's always the people at work. You're like, oh, there's fucking Steve again. Fuck him. He ain't doing his job. You know, it's like
exactly. Oh, that is nothing.
Look at this professionalism on the mic.
That was actually the theme to DuckTales.
That was the special Fuck Steve song that we planned the whole time. It definitely wasn't TNT's phone.
Oh man.
I think this time is better than no other to say that is all the time that we have for today's episode of the Crazy Town Podcast.
I'm always late. I leave the phone on.
Jesus. So, TNT Dynamite, thank you once again for doing a show with me. Do you want to tell everyone where to find your things?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm TNT Dynamite, TNT DINOMIGHT. I'm on, where am I at? I'm on YouTube. I'm, with the videos, do some Let's Plays over there. Come check me out. I'm also on Twitter, like Charlie Sheen, me and him, basically the same person. Can understand how you can make the mistake of confusing us. Try not to.
With all the HIV and the dragon's blood?
God damn, I forgot about the HIV. Just reminded me before that, dude.
Just like him, except for not the HIV part.
Oh Oh, man. All right. Yeah, thanks for having me, though, Jonas. I appreciate it. I'm always game.
No problem, dude. I want to thank everybody for checking out the show. Why don't you please get a hold of me? I need your feedback. I want to know what you hate about the show, what you love about the show. If you want to give me a review on iTunes, that would be stupendous. I would love it. Please come see us at thecrazytown.com. Twitter is at thecrazytownpod. And soundcloud.com/thecrazytownpodcast. For TNT Dynamite. And for Jonas. We are out.